This week, Greyhound View focuses on racing from Newbridge, the semi-finals of the Cuisine de France Champion Stakes, the final of the Golden Muzzle from Limerick, plus we pay a visit to Eddie Wade at his home in Cashel County, Tipperary. But first, we take a look at last Friday's final at Harold's Cross. The magnificent Tote Gold Collar Trophy, on offer here tonight at Harold's Cross, along with a prize of €15,000. Tremendous racing prospect. The crowd just arriving here in Harold's Cross. It's going to be a very big night. The Tote girls here with me, they're going to be extremely busy all night. Most of the bets, presumably, will be on Climate Control. He's favoured to take the big one. Word of God, he's a big chance in one. The other four, they can't be neglected either. First of all, let's look at the runners for the big one. In trap one is Word of God, owned by Francis O'Donnell, the son of Vintage Prince and Batty Spirit. Really flew here last week in the semi-final, 29.82. If he comes out like that again, he'll take beating. Trap two, Wine Tavern Taz, owned by Noel Byrne and Wayne McCarthy, a son of Larkhill Joe and Wine Tavern Kim, a very speedy performer, beat Climate Control in the first round. Nicely drawn. Number three, Charity Jason, owned by Michael Maher, trained by Ollie Bray, who won the Derby just a matter of weeks ago. This fella's a son of Rowan Oakey and Charity Rose, a dog with really good early pace. He'll be very much there to the corner. Number four here is Glensky Ghost, owned by Paul and Eileen Glennon from Kilkenny, a son of Vintage Prince and Besh Babs, unbeaten in the stake and really ran a blinder in the semi-final when coming a second time to beat Climate Control. And in five is the favourite Climate Control, jointly owned by Kevin Smith and Aidan O'Regan, trained by Seamus Graham, a son of Larkhill Joe and Ballinclare Star, a dog who can fly to the bend and normally stays very strongly too, a worthy favourite at 6-4. And in trap six is Cabbage White, owned by Pat Connolly, trained by Francie Murray, a son of Smooth Rumble and Midas Blossom. He too is unbeaten to the final, very well drawn out in trap six, and he looks value at the 6-1. There are the six finals in the Tote Gold Collar 2002. Winner €15,000, runner-up to receive $3,000, and the third $1,500. In trap one, Word of God. Two, Wine Tavern Taz. Three, Charity Jason. Four, Glensky Ghost. Five, the favourite Climate Control at 6-4. And in six is Cabbage White, the final of the Tote Gold Collar 2002. The hare behind it traps and away to go. Climate Control is well away. Bit of bumping on the inside, and it's Climate Control leading the event from Cabbage White, number four. Number six and number four, Glensky Ghost, heading into the back straight, and it's number five, Climate Control in front by a couple of lengths from number six, Cabbage White in second. Number four, Glensky Ghost is third, and these are clear of the rest. Hitting the third bend, and it's number five, Climate Control in front by two lengths, and Cabbage White is closing rapid and comes up on the inside to challenge on the final bend. And now it's number six, Cabbage White, with number five battling back. It's a great race. 5 and 6, 6 just gets it on the line. That's Cabbage White from number 5, Climate Control, with number 4, Glensky Ghost in third in a time of 29.88. And the result of the Tote Gold Collar, what a close finish it was. Number 6, the winner, Cabbage White, owned by Pat Connolly, trained by Francie Murray. Second, number 5, Climate Control. And in third, number 4, Glensky Ghost. The time, 29.88. Well, what a race it was. As we see the break, the outside three dogs definitely away best. Number 5, Climate Control, quickly showing in front. Number 6, Cabbage White, well there on the outside. Number 4, Glensky Ghost on the inside. The three inside runners well there, trailing the field already as they go into the first bend. But now Climate Control has gone clear into the corner from number 6, Cabbage White in second. Number 4 is third, Glensky Ghost. And the rest are really struggling at this stage, with Charity Jason in fourth place. But heading into the back straight, it's number 5, Climate Control in front. 2 lengths ahead now from number 6, Cabbage White in second. 4, Glensky Ghost there on the inside, but he's always struggling to keep in touch with number 6, Cabbage White. Now down the back, it still looked as though Climate Control was, if anything here, increasing his advantage. 2.5 lengths now as they came down towards the third bend, but it's between the third and fourth bends really where Climate Control gives away his ground, and Cabbage White makes it up on the inside as Climate Control drifts wide. Now watch it from here. That's Climate Control still in control here at this stage. Now Cabbage White closes rapidly at this stage. It's as if Climate Control just loses his way around those final 2 bends, and now Cabbage White ranges alongside on the fourth bend, gets up here on the inside and shows a head actually into the straight as Climate Control drifts that bit wide. Cabbage White comes out a little bit wide himself off it, but now it's Cabbage White in front from Climate Control, and from here to the line, Climate Control is coming back at him. It's very much neck and neck, and it's on the nod on the line, a thrilling final, and just as they hit the line, number 6 just has his head out there in front, and the Cabbage White takes it.
Well, for a long way, Climate Control looked like having it, but Cabbage White came with a real rattle and grabbed it on the line. And with the winning connections, John Hassett, the spokesperson, Tremendous victory.
Thank you very much. It was a very close race now. We just barely got there now on the line. It's very, very good.
There's 5 of you involved.
5 of us involved now, yeah, all the lads here now.
And is it the first one you've had together?
First dog we've had together now, yeah. We bought him there now, start of the year.
But you're not going to say beginner's luck anyway?
No. Hopefully there'll be many more now as well. And just like to thank Francie Murray now and the staff now. Did a great job looking after the dog now and brought him on. Turned out very well.
Could you talk us through the race?
Well, he trapped reasonably well and went up the first bend with climate control, really shot the first bend, and we knew once we got a couple of lengths within him down the back straight, we knew his ability to stay, that he'd great pace down the back, and I was fairly confident going down the back now that we'd catch him, but climate control ran a really great race and he came back at us, and we were just lucky to hold on then in the final yard, so it was terrific.
What's next for the dog?
Well, we leave that to Francie.
Basically a big year ahead in 2003.
Yeah, hopefully I'd like to see him in the Derby. We all would, so it'd be nice to go for that.
Newbridge had a great turnout last weekend for the semi-finals of the Cuisine de France Champion Stakes. There were 3 heats, with the first and second going through to the final on Friday night next. Let's take a look at the first semi-final. In trap 1, Elmer's Rebel. In 2, Rally Boy, he's the 7-4 favourite. 3, China Jet. In trap 4, Alan Shamrock. 5, Wisley Wish. And 2-1, Kilmacar Joker in trap 6. The hare behind trap's a way to go. Number 4, Smart Away, that's Alan Shamrock. But it's number 3, China Jet, and on the inside, number 2, Rally Boy into the opening corner. And now Rally Boy takes up. Rally Boy by about a neck from number 3, China Jet in second. These have gone on by about 3 lengths to number 4, Alan Shamrock in third. Heading down towards the third bend, it's very close up front. Rally Boy just ahead of number 3, China Jet. And they're closing up even further around the corner with number 2, Rally Boy, now joined by China Jet. Number 5, Wisley Wish just in behind. And also there, Alan Shamrock. But coming towards the judge, it's number 3 just in front, China Jet. Oh, very close with Alan Shamrock coming fast on the far side and Wisley Wish on the near side. A mighty close finish. 4 of them virtually in a line, crossing over. Oh, very close. And the results showed that Wisley Wish at 5-1 had won it from Alan Shamrock at 5-1, with in third place China Jet at 5-2, the time 29:14. The second semi-final, and the bookies trying to get some business going in 1, Penny's Rooster. 2, Alan Band. 3, Balesker Joy. In trap 4, Young Garsoon, the favourite. 5, Hands of Silk. And in 6, Vintage Roll. Traps up and number 4 out past the favourite, Young Garsoon. Fastest in the opening round, and he's going fast to the corner here from number 1, Penny's Rooster in second. He's gone 2 lengths in front, hitting the back straight. It's number 4, Young Garsoon in front. A length and a half now from number 1, Penny's Rooster. Number 5, Hands of Silk is third, and number 6, Vintage Roll making ground in behind. Hitting the second last corner, and it's Young Garsoon by 2 lengths from number 1, Penny's Rooster in second. Number 5, Hands of Silk, 2 lengths away in third. Turning for home, number 4, Young Garsoon, owned by Joe Graham. He's holding on here from number 1, Penny's Rooster. That's a good performance there from Young Garsoon, the son of Liffey Mills and Madam Allright. Fastest in the opening round and through to the final. The result of the second semi-final, the evens favourite Young Garsoon winning it. In second place, Penny's Rooster at 6-1. And third, Hands of Silk, 20-1 chance, the time 28:87. And so to the third semi-final, we're in trap 1 with Sogurt Proshta. In 2, Lidpal Sammy. Trap 3, Brave Ranger. In 4, Sheba's Mist. 5 is Spencer's Return. And 6, Courage Prince. Behind traps and number 5, Spencer's Return fast away as normal. Number 3 though, Brave Ranger going up the inside. He leads into the corner. Brave Ranger going on now by a few lengths. Number 1, Sogurt Parosha gets through on the inside with number 2, Lidpal Sammy. Lidpal Sammy now closing the gap in second place, but it's Brave Ranger down the back, 2 lengths in front. Number 2, Lidpal Sammy closing the gap. Number 1, Sogurt Parosha third, and then Sheba's Mist. Onto the final bend, and Lidpal Sammy comes up to challenge and take over. Turning for home, it's number 2, Lidpal Sammy. He's going on now, Lidpal Sammy. Trained by Dolores Ruth, but number 1, Sogurt Parosha battling back and close finish again, but it looks as though Lidpal Sammy has just taken it there with Sogurt Paroshta battling up strongly on the straight. And the result of the third semi-final, the winner was Lidpal Sammy at 5-2, second Sogurt Paroshta 3-1, and third Brave Ranger also 3-1, the time 28:99. The trap draw for next Friday's final was made afterwards by Margie Walsh and Pat Dolphin of Cuisine de France, and it resulted 1, Young Garsoon, the favourite. In 2, Penny's Rooster. 3, Lidpal Sammy. 4, Alan Shamrock. 5, Sogurt Paroshta. And in 6, Wisley Wish.
Well, I'd say he'd run from any box. I think I'd say he'd run from any box, but he likes the reds. He doesn't waste any ground. And it should suit him. If he comes out as well there as he would out before, he has a chance. But any dog has a chance in the final. It's not a foregone conclusion or anything like that.
Lovely trap draw. I think that Joe Graham will lead, and I hope to follow him around. It's a very hot final. Dolores Root, Peter Comfort, all those guys. Anything could happen in the final. It's nice to be in the final, and I'm happy with my draw.
We're very happy with the draw. The dog is coming back to himself after an injury, and we think he should run a real big race out of 3. And the main danger probably would be the one dog. He's done nothing wrong in his 2 races so far, and our own dog out in trap 6. We think he has a real good chance as well.
Well, I was hoping he'd draw 1, but maybe it's all for luck. He qualified well out of 4, so take his chance and hope for the best.
And what do you think your biggest danger is?
I think the dog in 1. I think he's the early foot and he's well drawn, and I think he's a big fancy.
Not a good trap, like, you know. We'd rather, like, if we got trap 1 or 2, like, you know, and hope we get a good break, like, you know. But 5 would be a disadvantage to him, I think, you know. Hopefully we get a break on the night, like, and get into the bend and win with a chance still, like, you know. But there's a lot of good dogs in this final, and anything can happen. The break will tell it all.
Well, we're delighted, obviously, to get 6, because, as you say, is the only way to say it. We give him an excellent chance from 6. During the heat tonight, he looked out of it, but he's a staying dog, and we give him an excellent chance from 6. You know, obviously you have to respect the others, but we'd be really rooting for him, and we give him a great chance.
Join us in part 2 when we chat with Eddie Wade and head to Limerick for the final of the Golden Muzzle. Not to be outdone by Harold's Cross, where the Toad Gold Collar was run, Limerick held the final of the Golden Muzzle last Sunday night, and it attracted a very large crowd. The focus of attention, of course, was the new national record holder Judicial Post, running from Trap 4. Dolores Root's Clash de Fun was an absentee from Trap 1. In 2, Vinny's the Best, owned by the Bit and Bridle Syndicate, trained by Vinny Lyons, a son of Tom's the Best, and Brickfield Peace. Number 3, Oakfront Berry, owned by Chris Morrissey and John Morrissey, a son of Top Honcho and Egmont Hope. Number 4, Judicial Post, the hot favourite, owned by Pat Daly, trained by Michael O'Donovan, son of Top Honcho and Don's Pride, the national record holder. In Trap 5, Fiontranelli, owned by Tommaso Muracu, a daughter of Top Honcho and vintage champion, this one really in superb form in her recent outings. And in 6, East Clare, owned by Eileen Crowe, trained by Dolores Ruth, a son of Split the Bill and Aoife's pal. And the bell goes for the final of the Golden Muzzle 5-5. The favourite Judicial Post runs from 4. The main danger in the market, number 5, Fiontranelli. Here behind traps. And away they go. The favourites out quite well. So too number 3, Oakfront Berry. But now Judicial Post showing fine pace to the corner and stretches clear around the corner. There's trouble there. Fiontranelli badly balked on the bend and into the back straight. It's Judicial Post. He's gone 4 clear. There's another fast run on here tonight. He's 6 clear now from number 3, Oakfront Berry in second. Number 2, Vinny's the Best, putting in a run to challenge for second. But around the final bend. And it's Judicial Post, owned by Pat Daly, trained by Michael O'Donovan, stretching away this fine performer. A magnificent exhibition here in the final of the Golden Muzzle as he crosses the line in front of Vinny's the Best in second and Oakfront Berry back in third. And the result of the Golden Muzzle, well, we have another new national record. He's improved his time by 0.03 of a second. The winner, number 4, Judicial Post, owned by Pat Daly and trained by Michael O'Donovan. Second, number 2, Vinny's the Best. And third, number 3, Oakfront Berry. The time, 28:10.
He got away well and just made the win. But once I saw him putting his head in front, I knew like that he'd win from there.
He broke national record last Monday night, and to break it again tonight is unbelievable. Love to see him in Shelbourne, because when I ran him in Shelbourne he wasn't right. I would just love, because he got one first trial around Shelbourne, he done 28.47 in a solo, so I'd love to see him go back there. Hopefully the Derby. Before that, I suppose. Maybe the Ledger first.
But annual award is out front. This one is a powerful stare. He's going on to win it. Trained by Eddie Wade, owned by Ger Garvick. So a race that was changed totally on the first bend. Like many finals we've seen before, it's happened again. annual award representing the Derby winning team of Ger Kervick and Eddie Wade, the won the Derby with Iman. Now they've struck in the 2002 Irish Lords decider with the son of Smooth Rumble, and here's Steppy.
It was a great night. Everything went right. Things don't always go right in them kind of nights, but thank God it went right last Saturday night. The dog is fine after running, couldn't be better. So we're fine ourselves, so we have no problem. Well, I won the Derby and I lost the Derby and I lost the Ledger. I lost the Derby by a neck and the Ledger by a shortest of short heads. So I know well what it's like to lose. They're two very important competitions to lose. But to win is, I won the Derby and brilliant. To win a classic is brilliant. To win something with a dog that you've tried so hard to get him to their peak on the right night, and then you want all the luck in the world, no doubt about it. Like, if you haven't the luck, it's all a matter what dog you have. But I had the luck, thank God, on Saturday night the dog was lucky, everything went right, and it was absolutely brilliant to win the laurels with him. I'm thrilled for the owner as well, because he had faith in the dog and put down his money and didn't get much of a return until Saturday, so Saturday night put everything right. My first association with Ger Kervick was with Iman, and he phoned me to know that I trained Iman 2 weeks before the Derby. So I trained him and everything went well. He went through the Derby unbeaten. Iman was easily the best dog I will ever have. I don't care if I live for 2 lifetimes. Iman was an exceptional dog, brilliant dog, done everything that a dog could possibly do and more.
But it's Iman who's in the lead as they race towards the third. Lockhill Joe putting in a big effort to chase him. It's the 2 market leaders. Iman is in the lead. They run to the home turn. Iman from Lockhill Joe. They're racing up to the finish. Iman, Cool Panther with a great late effort. Iman holds on the big Cool Panther, Lockhill Joe.
After Iman, he said to me to buy a dog for him, so I was looking out for a dog for a long time, really, until this dog came along, and I saw him win his first race in Thurles. He won his first race in Thurles with John Wilson in 29.90. I thought he looked a good dog, and I went and I tried to buy him. There was plenty of other people trying to buy him as well, I need to tell you, but I ended up buying him anyway. He gave me the option of buying him, and he went to the first 2 weeks I had him. In his first trial, I only had him 2 weeks, and he injured himself. And from then until now, we've had problems with him all along the way, but last Saturday he made up for all them problems. The dog will just run him away in an odd race, maybe over the winter. He's a very lightly raced dog. I think he's only 15 or 16 races run in his life. And most dogs will say, if you pick up the race car at his age, have 46 ran. So he's very, very lightly raced due to not being sound enough. He had no race for 10 months from last year's Laurels to the first round of the Derby this year. And he's really a better 550 dog than he is a 525. Or even I'd say 600 yards would suit him even better. But he won the 525, that's what counts now.
Well, annual award will be back in action over 525 yards next Sunday night when he contests the Westside Business Park Waterford Masters, a tremendous race with a winner's prize of €20,000. And the trap draw for that race is, in 1, McCarthy's Duke, 2, annual award, 3, Rummy Lad, 4, Shevchenko, trap 5, Born a Pilot, and in 6, the likely favourite, Mustang Buster. The Egan Catering 5-5 got underway at Shelbourne Park on Saturday night. A top-class entry with the favourite Olden Times. He was running from trap 6 in heat 4. But let's have a look at the highlights of what was a very interesting night's racing.
Here on the way in 110 Honchos. Trap 2, Business Success. In 3, Spa Hill Jack. 4 is Bammy Lammy. In trap 5, Larka Lotto. And trap number 6, Bringle House. Here coming around the final 2 corners. Trap number 5, Larka Lotto, the marginal favourite in the betting ring at 2-1. Here up behind traps. And away they go, and first to show is trap number 2, Business Success, who leads from number 4. Bamilami back in third, number 1 on the inside is 10 Honchos. Lark Lotto is toiling at the tail of the field. He's a lot to do. Number 2 though, Business Success leads him along. Number 1 in second, 10 Honchos. Moving well in third is number 3, Spy Hill Jack. Expect him to finish well, but around the bottom 2 corners, it's still number 2, Business Success that leads. Number 3, Spy Hill Jack. He normally comes with a thundering finish. Back in third, number 1, 10 Honchos, been challenged by Lark Lotto, who's run a big race to qualify, but dealt the home straight. Number 2, Business Success runs on again. Number 3, Spy Hill Jack didn't deliver the challenge we were expecting. The winning time was there, of course, 28.60. A blistering run from Business Success. He's back to his best.
The bell rings for this 7th race. Heat 4 of Egan Catering 525. Just 4 runners. In 1, Wish Kid. Trap 2 is vacant. In 3, Tarabello. Trap 4 is vacant. In 5, Diego Glory. And in 6, Olden Times. The 7-4 on favourite. The hare now coming up behind boxes for this Heat 4 of the Catering, and it's number 3, fast out, that's Tarabello. Number 1 showing the early Wish Kid. Now number 6, Olden Times, getting up on the outside, but it's Wish Kid leads into the back from number 6, Olden Times, who's challenging on the outside. Number 3, Tarabello is in behind, and then number 5, Diego Glory. Now number 6, Olden Times takes over, but here comes Tarabello on the inside. Number 5, Diego Glory beginning to rattle as well in behind, as Olden Times leads between the bottom 2 bends from number 3, Tarabello in second. He's coming up to challenge now as they're up the home straight. It's Olden Times in front, and here comes Tarabello on the far side, but Olden Times holds it. It's 6-3 with number 5, Diego Glory in third. So Olden Times winning it from Tarabello in second and Diego Glory in third. The bell goes for this 9th race, Heat 6 of the Egan Catering 525. In 1, Give Joe Time. 2, Rogers Gamble. 3, Coologaham. 5, Pinewood Gull. And in 6, Reviver. Reviver, the favourite from trap 6 as the hare now comes up behind traps, ready for off. And away they go. And she falls out of traps number 6, Reviver. And it's number 1, Give Joe Time in front. Bit of a clash in behind 2 and 3 at the corner, but out front it's number 1, Give Joe Time. Leads into the back from number 2, Rogers Gamble. Number 5, Pinewood Gull is third, and number 3, Coologaham behind that. Heading down the back, it's number 1, Give Joe Time by a few lengths from number 2, Rogers Gamble. In third, number 5, Pinewood Gull. Coming around the final corner, number 1, Give Joe Time out front from number 2, Rogers Gamble in second, and turning for home, it's number 1, that's Give Joe Time in front, winning this one from number 5, gets up for second, Pinewood Gull. A brilliant time here of 28.58. There's a busy weekend ahead on the Greyhound scene, starting on Thursday night at Enniscorthy, where the first round of the Leinster Champion Puppy Stake will be run, as well as the final of the Red Mills Grand Prize. Then on Friday, Harold's Cross, the first round of the Vodafone Grand Prix, while Newbridge hosts the final of the Cuisine de France Champion Stakes. On Saturday night, we'll have the second round of the Egan Catering 525 at Shelbourne, and also the second round of the Beamish Stout 575 will be run at Cork. Then on Sunday, it's the big one at Waterford, the Westside Business Park Masters, while there's also a very major occasion at Lifford, the final of the Northwest Oaks. Next week, we bring you the Masters from Waterford, plus the final of the Champion Stakes from Newbridge, and we also take a look at the Egan Catering Heats at Shelbourne Park.
For further information on Irish Greyhound racing, ownership and syndication, visit our website at www.igb.ie or email us at admin@igb.ie.